While many schools are talking about engaging students in their learning, we're talking about empowering students. And empowering students is a lot different than engagement in that students are directing a lot of their learning. Hi, I'm Whitney Smith and I'm the principal of Mineola High School. The World Economic Forum is talking about 10 skills for the work environment that our students are going to be entering in, and none of them involve how you did on a Regents exam. What they are talking about is skills that employers are looking for from our students.
But I think our main challenge is developing lifelong learners that have the right soft skills to be able to proactively retrain themselves and retool themselves.
It's about getting individuals to really think about the mindsets, the curiosity, the passion for learning.
Companies want to see that students can collaborate, that students can critically think, students can actually research a topic and be able to come up with a solution to it. And it's incumbent upon us that we prepare our students for those things.
So we always want to give students a voice, and we want to empower students to share their voice. What better way to do that than to sit them in front of a microphone and say, hey, you're going to record a podcast. I'm Jeff Appelbaum, I'm the high school librarian. This year we've got a fully operational podcast studio. Students can come in and create content of their choosing. They're able to share their point of view, they're able to become creators.
When they're creating a podcast that's going to be posted to a global audience, there's another layer of motivation there.
Some of the most powerful portions of literacy is the ability to listen and speak. The good thing about a podcast, you have to be listening in order to be able to generate, a good conversation. Nobody's saying your opinions are wrong. Nobody's telling you, don't write this way, write it this way. They're able to self-edit instead of a teacher having to go over and say, you should have said this first. I know that we always ask kids, what are your thoughts? And maybe it's become cliche for the students because they share out, but it's kind of like the ideas go up into this cloud in the classroom and then they disappear. But this empowers students to realize that the audience will be there if you make your content captivating. A lot of times we tell kids, it's time to talk, let's turn and talk with a partner. Now it's turn and talk to the world.
In the past, students were controlled by, what the teacher was giving to them. Teacher was purveyor of knowledge, students were receiver of knowledge. In today's classroom, with students working with technology and each other, they're able to progress at their own pace.
So in a typical classroom, it's teacher-focused, and the teacher delivers information to the student. But the classroom is not about the teacher right now, it's about the students, so they decide where their learning is going to go. My name is Karen Bendel, and I am a math teacher at Mineola High School. They're very enthusiastic when they're in charge of their own learning. Today, at a 40-minute lesson, we probably practiced for 35 minutes, which is amazing.
With the iPad and technology, students can progress at their own pace. They can speed up if they understand the concept. They can slow down if they need some extra help on a concept.
They help each other to learn. They try, they experiment, they fail, they repeat, they grow, and they enjoy it because it's at their own pace. Some of the time students were working in groups and some of the time they were working in pairs. So they decide if they don't know it, they know their resources. And I'm at the bottom of the list. It's not just teacher driven. They're not only learning and practicing math, they're also learning some interpersonal skills. Because if you ask a teacher, hey, is this right or wrong? And the teacher says yes, and life moves on. I don't think the student learns anything. They really learn on a deeper level when they do it themselves. Everybody's unique, so everybody's gonna learn at a different pace. If you learn at the pace that's best for you, that's what takes you the farthest.
We're so much more than just a classroom of learning. You'll see students working together and really solving complex problems with their teacher as a facilitator, rather than as the one telling them what to do.
So at Mineola High School, we take inquiry-based lab learning very seriously. My name is Matthew Musumeci. I'm a chemistry and physics teacher at Mineola High School. The big thing with science now is we want kids to be able to collaboratively work together in order to solve an overall problem using critical thinking skills. By creating their own procedure, they're putting their own stamp on it and owning their learning. The kids are going to have a bullseye. The class is then going to be given a ramp, a steel ball, and a stopwatch, and a meter stick. And from that, they're going to come up with their own procedure as a group to determine where to put the bullseye on the ground to launch a ball off the table and have it hit the target. An abstract problem becomes broken down into smaller and smaller pieces by them doing their procedure as a group and using each other's brains to bounce off ideas off each other. And that brainstorm eventually becomes their written out step-by-step procedure like you would see in a normal laboratory. By them owning their learning, they're not just reading, regurgitating, and then forgetting about it. They're practicing the formulas they need to know for the regions, but also by coming up with their own procedure, they're self-learning. A lot of scientific discoveries actually happen that way. It's not usually individuals, it's groups of people working together collaboratively to figure out a major problem.
Shifting learning from engagement to empowerment prepares students for anything. All of those skills, those complex problem-solving skills, are things that we want to afford opportunities for all of our students to see.